Hello, one and all. You're welcome to this week's Tech Tuesdays webinar on Informatica IDMC and MDM SaaS Conceptual Architecture. This is Vrinda, your host for today's session. Today we have with us Shaurya Das, Solutions Architect from the Customer Success Management team, as a presenter for this webinar. Before we start the session, let's go through some housekeeping tips. The webinar is 1 hour that includes a 15-minute Q&A. You can post your queries in the Q&A box. Dial-in participants are muted for the entire session, and the session is being recorded and will be available in the Informatica Support YouTube channel and the Success Portal. You'll be able to download the slide deck from the Success Portal. Also, feel free to put in your feedback and suggestions for the session in the post-webinar survey. The Tech Tuesdays webinars are hosted within the Success Portal, which is a micro-learning platform that offers free and unlimited learning to all registered users. This feature-rich platform was launched to help you learn and use Informatica products better. It has a few important links that you can go over later that will help you in your product adoption journey with Informatica. Over to you, Shaurya. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. A very good morning. My name is Shaurya Das, and I'm a Senior Solutions Architect in the Customer Success team of Informatica. Today, we are going to discuss Informatica Data Management Cloud and MDM SaaS Conceptual Architecture as part of this Tech Tuesday. So let's talk a little bit first about the Informatica Intelligent Data Management Cloud, and then we'll move on to the next topics. So what exactly is SaaS, or Software as a Service? Software as a Service is a cloud computing offering that provides users with access to a vendor's cloud-based software. So typically, what are the different advantages of a SaaS product, which is reduced time to benefit, lower costs, scalability and integration, new releases or upgrades over time, and ease to use and perform proof of concepts. So if you see on the right-hand side in the screen, this is a snapshot of how the Informatica Intelligent Cloud Services typically looks like with some of these microservices, for example, application integration, cloud application integration, business 360, customer 360, data integration, data profiling, data quality, data monitoring. So all of these different microservices are part of the Informatica IDMC cloud offering. And all of these are hosted by Informatica. So there's better efficiency and management, since customers or organizations do not have to procure the environment or infrastructure to host these products on their own premises. So the IDMC platform itself combines Informatica's different cloud offerings, data catalog, data integration, data prep, data quality, master data management. It is powered by Claire, which is Informatica's artificially intelligent powered metadata intelligence and automation. And it is absolutely cloud native, microservices based, API driven, elastic, and serverless. So businesses around the world have been shifting toward digital modernization over the past decade, right? And by moving their infrastructure to the cloud and modernizing applications, analytics, databases, data warehouses, and data lakes in the cloud, they have been taking advantage of the cloud's flexibility, agility, scale, and reduced costs. However, today's digital world requires something very different: digital transformation to deliver great customer experiences. And how do we accelerate that, right? Significant challenges can hold you back from achieving digital transformation. Some of those being data proliferation, fragmentation, and decentralization across multiple clouds and hybrid environments. So if we want to achieve and accelerate the digital and cloud transformation by addressing critical missing links, you'll see these infrastructure, database, applications, business intelligence, right? We have to focus on the management of the data in the cloud, and that is how we can truly manage and innovate with your data on any platform, any cloud, or any user in the multi-cloud, multi-hybrid environments. So let's move on to the next slide, right? I'm going to cover some of these microservices that are as part of the IDMC offering. Cloud data integration, right? Let's talk about this one first. So using cloud data integration, we can build simple to complex data integration loads using a mapping designer with out-of-the-box advanced data integration transformations. We can use connector supports, right, for any ETL or ELT process. It supports mass ingestion of any formats, files, databases, change data captures, or streaming data. It automatically discovers data types. It is intelligent transformation recommendations. It can provide serverless execution mode, and it provides heat maps of jobs to identify critical times during peak hours for better resource planning and auto-tuning, auto-scaling of data integration jobs. So cloud data integration is used along with MDM SaaS to build source to target data integration pipelines for the flow of data from the legacy source systems to the MDM SaaS staging tables. Moving on to the next slide, which is our CDI-Elastic. So CDI-Elastic is where Informatica will manage the compute cluster using container and Spark on Kubernetes. It enables Spark serverless support for auto-scaling and provisioning. With CDI-Elastic, there is no need to reserve resources or long-running virtual machines for data processing. You pay only for the time it takes for your mappings or tasks to be executed, which is a beautiful addition. In addition, you can automatically scale your Informatica mappings up and down. It has a built-in automated high availability and fault tolerance, meaning you don't need to architect for these services. CDI-Elastic reduces the time spent on activities that aren't central to the business by freeing developers from infrastructure provisioning and management. As you onboard new data sources or data volume increases, CDI-Elastic can scale up and down on demand. So you don't need to plan for any infrastructure or for high data volume processing scenarios. You pay only for the resources that you use. Cloud data quality. So cloud data quality is a great addition to the IDMC microservices platform, right? It ensures trusted data for CDW, and it empowers self-service, business ownership. It identifies and prioritizes data issues. It intelligently discovers and classifies various domains, including sensitive data across structured and unstructured sources. It also provides intelligent rule recommendations. So ideally, what you would be building in Informatica data quality on premises, we can now start building those data quality rules and transformations in our cloud data quality itself. It has natural language processing to auto-generate data quality rules. You can build scorecards, you can do your profiling, and all of these can be done before the data is ingested in MDM SaaS, so that when you load the data inside of MDM SaaS ecosystem, you have good, clean, curated, enriched data. And cloud data quality also has DQ processes with cloud data integration. So basically, you can embed all data qualities as part of the cloud data integration bridge or pipeline when you are processing the data from the source systems to MDM SaaS. Cloud mass ingestion, right? So it has database ingestion, streaming ingestion, file ingestion. Using Informatica Cloud Mass Ingestion to migrate thousands of tables with complex data structures from Oracle into Snowflake. The main advantages of using Cloud Mass Ingestion is speed, simplicity, scalability, flexibility. So when you build data ingestion jobs in minutes with a simple, easy to use 4-step wizard-based experience, which helps you with speed. For simplicity, right? It simplifies the data ingestion with a single unified cloud native data ingestion solution with out-of-the-box connectivity. It ingests terabytes of data, any pattern, at any latency, at scale, in real time and batch with no data limit, which supports the scalability. And also, last but not the least, it tracks, captures, and updates changed data in real time with automatic schema drift support to accelerate database replication and synchronization use cases, adding to the overall flexibility. Cloud application integration, right? So this is another very important and critical addition to the IDMC platform. What cloud application integration does is it creates business, composite, and data services. It exposes APIs to internal and external systems or partners. It makes the APIs discoverable, monitors business services. It manages and controls API usage. It improves business, composite, and data services. Cloud application integration can be used with MDM SaaS. It also provides event-based integration where you can ensure data consistency with APIs. It integrates in real time through messaging, PubSub, and it provides connectivity to a wide range of applications. Cloud application integration, or CAI, also automates business processes that span applications on premises and in cloud, and it automates user workflows with interactive access to data. So CAI, CDI, CDQ, all these microservices that I have covered, right? All of these are separate products or offerings on the IDMC SaaS platform. These can be used depending on your business requirements with MDM Customer 360 SaaS product as and when necessary. Last but not the least, we're going to talk about the cloud data governance and data cataloging. So what is cloud data governance, right? It's a single solution for data intelligence. It automates to save time on manual tasks. It starts immediately with a cloud native solution, and you can put accurate information at your team's fingertips. EDC, Axon are some of the very critical and very important cloud data governance and data catalog products out there. So what it does is it centralizes the metadata knowledge platform delivered as SaaS. So tomorrow, if you're building an MDM SaaS solution, ideally, what you would want to do is take all of those SaaS metadata, right, and consolidate or collaborate those into a centralized platform, right? That is where EDC, Axon, these products or SaaS offerings become so very important. It has microservices-based architecture deployed on managed Kubernetes clusters. It has standards-based API specifications, vendor neutrality, multi-tenancy. It supports different tenants. It has standardized source system connectivity, plugin-driven scanner architecture, serverless compute support, centralized monitoring, embedded telemetry, and canary-based deployments. So these cloud data governance products really go a long way in helping the organization or customer collect metadata related to not just your MDM product, but if you have other different solutions that you're building inside your organizations as well. So let's move on to the MDM side of things now. So Customer 360 SaaS overview, right? So here in the next few slides till the end, we're going to talk about Customer 360 software as a SaaS offering of Informatica. So why exactly is it called Customer 360 SaaS? SaaS advantages include accessibility, compatibility, and operation management, like we have discussed in some of the previous SaaS products as well. Now, it's an easy to use, configurable, business-friendly user interface that makes it really easy to explore, visualize, and steward master data in a secure and appropriate manner. Out-of-the-box user interfaces for rapid application configuration for any industry, built-in smarts and orchestration with AI-driven data matching and smart fields, embedded data integration at any latency with Informatica's best-in-class iPaaS capabilities, and flexible and modular microservices architecture for scalability and upgradability. So Customer 360 SaaS essentially is a MDM product which still masters your record, finds out the best version of truth, but it's based on the Informatica cloud as a product with all these advantages that's we covered in this particular slide. So let's find out more about customer SaaS, right? So this is the typical business 360 reference architecture. So on the left-hand side, you can see the third-party data, the legacy source systems like ERP applications, CRM application, some reference data mappings. And then the data is onboarded, right, into the Business 360, Customer 360, right? Business 360, of course, we have to mention here, is typically the hub console that we used to have in the traditional on-prem or hosted MDM, right? So all the necessary configurations, development would essentially be done in Business 360 console, and Customer 360 console is more for the user interface, right? Which is meant for data governance, data stewardship. So as part of this, right, you can define, govern, collaborate, enrich, and distribute data. And you can publish this data for reporting purposes, to external systems, to enterprise applications. So basically, it's like a one-stop shop for all things business MDM and reference data. Now, one important point that we have to do mention here is Reference 360 is another offering of Informatica Cloud. Reference 360 is most often used with MDM SaaS, where all the reference values, code list values, lookup values are organized, consolidated, and maintained in Reference 360. And then those reference values provide a crosswalk to the MDM business entities and MDM lookup attributes inside MDM SaaS. So let's deep dive into some of these MDM SaaS advantages and characteristics right here. So Customer 360 is one of the microservices of Informatica. We leverage the flexibility and agility of cloud technologies, right, as part of the cloud modernization journey. And Customer 360 SaaS delivers customer data that's trusted, complete, consistent, and governed. So it's an easy to use configurable user interface, right? It provides user interfaces for rapid application configuration for any industry. It has built-in smarts and orchestration with AI-driven data matching and smart fields. It, of course, provides for scalability, right, and upgradability, since, as I mentioned in one of the very first slides, customers or organizations do not have to worry about the infrastructure or hosting it. Business managers are, of course, able to take better business decisions. It provides for streamlining the customer onboarding and qualification process. And of course, you can use it, right, to view the relationships between customer, parent companies, a full-fledged hierarchy, right? So as the picture suggests on the right-hand side, it's used for all of these different purposes, right? With the holistic data governance, proactive data quality, and end-to-end data integration. So the most complete cloud-native master data management platform that provides seamless connectivity, data integration, process orchestration, right? So in a single solution. So that's Customer 360 SaaS. An MDM system is more than just an MDM application, right? An MDM system includes everything needed to get data from source systems into MDM, process it in MDM, and then syndicate it back from MDM to the downstream consumers. Informatica's IDMC platform is best positioned to provide everything needed to implement an MDM system within a single solution with a shared development lifecycle, centralized security, shared monitoring, and shared user interface for all components of this system. Now, let's look at some of the business purposes of a Customer 360 SaaS product, right? So with a single 360-degree view of the customer, marketing can improve new customer acquisition with streamlined onboarding and adherence to privacy and compliance mandates, as well as contact preferences. Sales, right, can increase wallet share by having a complete view of an account or customer and by managing M&A and other back office operations more efficiently. Support can increase customer retention and loyalty by better understanding usage and customer satisfaction. So just to kind of sum it up right here, the Customer 360 SaaS features and benefits. It's any actionable business value that we want to take, right? We can focus on how business can scale, great customer experiences, streamline customer onboarding, recognize relationships, and comply with regulations through trusted and complete data profiles. It's fast to deploy, fully managed SaaS environment with no hardware to procure, and is simplified configuration to get up and running quickly. And it's ever so easy to use with completely redesigned user interface to improve productivity with self-service mastering, guided workflows, search, and navigation of relationships. It's easy to scale. It has low cost of ownership. It's an all-in-one solution with best of breed data management and reference data management. So it of course helps transform the customer experience, accelerate digital and cloud modernization, and it's very easy to use, and it provides seamless integration with cloud data integration, cloud data quality, so that you do not have to compromise on the overall quality of the data from the source systems that you're ingesting inside of MDM. So now let's move on to the next slide, which will talk about the Customer 360 architecture. So as you can see here, this is a very high level typical architecture of Customer 360, right? You can see on the left-hand side, you have the customer workflows, you have the SaaS offering, the source systems, the media assets. And then in the Business 360 console, like I explained, right? It's typically the hub console where you would do the different configurations. You have your data quality, data integration, right? From pulling the data from the source systems and putting it into MDM SaaS or Customer 360 application, right? You would have CAI or cloud application integration to kind of, if you have use cases for external APIs or publishing. And then, of course, it's the bread and butter of MDM, the match and merge and security, right? And not to mention here, right, that Customer 360 SaaS has its very exhaustive list of out-of-the-box native APIs. We have search, create, edit, modify APIs that are offered out of the box for publishing data as REST endpoints. And you can also create and edit hierarchies with those APIs. And we have out-of-the-box data model for Customer 360. It has person and organization as its two root parent business entities, along with child entities, right, like email, phone, address, and so forth and so on, right? So we provide a complete person and organization data model, leveraging which you can build out your Customer 360 solution. And this is industry agnostic. You can also customize your data model to a certain extent. So you can use it for retail, manufacturing, healthcare, insurance, telecom, like many of our existing customers. So Customer 360 has an excellent new and improved business UI. It provides flexibility, automation, intelligence, and it scales fast, and you can develop the solution pretty quickly. It features an all-new redesigned UI focused on data stewards and business users. We've updated the visual design for a delightful user experience. We've added custom themes for labeling the user interface in a consistent and coherent manner. The out-of-the-box 360 business user interface is configured using a drag and drop designer tool, and it facilitates for use by different personas like data steward analyst, data managers, data manager analyst, and you can perform all different kind of governance functions through this UI. So moving on to the onboarding of MongoDB data store, right? The underlying database of MDM SaaS is a MongoDB, which, like many of you know, is a flat database, right? So it's built in integration using Informatica's Enterprise iPaaS. It's a purpose-built MDM connectors to map data to a canonical staging model that hides the complexity of the underlying database, right? So using cloud data integration, you can write data to the MDM staging area. MDM generates data quality mappings to apply DQ rules automatically. And then using these native connectors that come out of the box, you can pull data from all these different sources, be it in a flat file or be it in a hierarchical model, right? And you can also do mass import to land your customer data inside of MDM SaaS. All data flows are orchestrated can be orchestrated by cloud application integration as well. So Customer 360 MongoDB, right? And Elasticsearch. So it's a very important topic here, right? Because Elasticsearch previously we used to have separate boxes for Elastic servers, right? Here, Informatica has centralized the key management system, which is managed by Informatica and essentially not by any other provider or clients. So encryption keys have a stated life and be rotated before that life expires. So here we're talking about the data at rest and data in transit security of Informatica SaaS product for MDM. So as you can see, the MDM solution itself provides very good security mechanisms and checks and balances. And it's generated in a manner, the security keys are generated in a manner consistent with industry standards. So now in these few slides, we are going to cover the different functionalities and features of Customer 360 MDM SaaS product. So the capabilities to verify, standardize, and enrich data, right? So Informatica provides built-in data quality. Data quality rules are associated directly with fields in the MDM data model, right? And MDM takes care of executing them consistently, regardless of whether the data comes in batch, real-time, or streaming modes. Survivorship scores can be downgraded, right? And if a field or a group of fields on a source record fails a data quality validation rule, the trust score can be downgraded by a configured percentage to allow more high quality data to survive in the golden record. Then we have the integrated data as a service. If you are licensed for any of Informatica's DaaS services, like for example, address verifier, phone or email verification, you can enable the DaaS validation with a single checkbox, and Informatica MDM takes care of the mapping input and output fields of the DaaS to serve it automatically. So essentially, one might ask that is this particular MDM solution similar apples to apples from what we had on the on-prem MDM? The answer is absolutely not. Yes, this MDM is hosted on Informatica's cloud, but along with that, we've made so many different changes in the structure, in the model, in the way it operates, it works, to allow for developers and business users to save more time coding less, configuring less, and using the solution to its optimal, right? With more automated data quality, more automated business process flows, you can connect to native connectors to pull in data. So there are innumerous added advantages to this solution. So match, which is always a very important aspect of any MDM solution, right? Match can be done in any language for any entity type, right? So high accuracy, advanced intelligence matching is done with supervised machine language to infer rules, together with the ability to integrate Informatica name tree for these match features. The CLAIRE, or artificial intelligence, which does the machine learning, right? It also actively learns the different matching rules and the data sets to provide deep learning and provides more matches. So essentially, once you start off with these declarative rules and you run your match jobs, the MDM SaaS product is more than capable to provide suggestive matches based on its machine learning. The merge and manage, right? So how do you manage the merge data, correct? So Informatica's trust framework is used to determine the golden record, when records merged and when updates come in from source systems. Survivorship rules are defined at the business entity or field group level for the most granular control of survivorship, and ground-gate trust scores for fields that fail data quality validation rules. So essentially, you can still manage your cell survivorship. You can survivorship inheritance to make it easier to configure. You can set DK scores, and you can auto merge as well as do the manual review for the matchful configurations that you have. So on the right-hand side in the screen, you can typically see a snapshot of how it would look like in the MDM SaaS UI world when you want to do kind of a suggestive matches or manual matches. So let's talk a little bit about search and explore, right? Elasticsearch is provided for fast, full text searching with configurable search results layouts. Safe searches and safe filtered searches can be provided as templates. You can browse and manage hierarchies, and you can explore and manage graph relationships as well. So along with Elasticsearch, you will still be able to do a search across multiple business entities, and you can configure your searchable layouts. Again, these are some snapshots from my SaaS environment that I've configured. Next, we come to govern, steward, and collaborate, right? So business events, right? Support, sense, reason, acts. So business events has a BPEL plugin for Informatica Cloud Application Integration to enable business events to trigger or be triggered from CI process flows, including CI human tasks. Data stewardship interface includes a common workflow inbox, a single interface for all human tasks that an end user needs to take action on, regardless of whether those tasks came from MDM, data quality, or data governance processes. And the good part is data stewardship includes machine learning assisted file import to empower non-technical users to upload data into MDM without going through IT. So as you can understand, it has a very structured hierarchy management, business events framework, human tasks orchestrated by cloud application integration, and overall Claire-powered smart file import. So one very important aspect of MDM always is to orchestrate and publish the data out of MDM to any consuming downstream systems, right? So all data flows are orchestrated by Informatica Cloud Application Integration, and different 360 solutions can have different data flows. And different customer implementations can also have different data flows. You can extract the data in batch with data integration or using MDM connectors. So essentially, you can have batch or real-time APIs as well. And the good part is when you're extracting these data through cloud data integration or cloud application integration or through native out-of-the-blocks APIs that are provided with MDM SaaS, you can select which kind of data to publish. The tool has an out-of-the-box functionality or feature to publish the most recent and greatest changes so that you do not have to manually do any CDC calculation. Security, right? So roles and groups and users are managed in IDMC. We provide role-based access control. Industry certifications, standards, and assessments are done using industry-approved and commonly used algorithms to encrypt all sensitive information. So we provide all of these three features for MDM SaaS so that it provides greater and enhanced security and peace of mind to our customers and organization. So coming to the end of this presentation, right? MDM SaaS offers good insight and details into a typical master data management implementation on a cloud platform that requires no hardware procuring, and it can integrate with multiple Informatica other IDMC microservices to bring in your legacy source systems, match and merge them, provide data quality, and publish those using these different mechanisms like out-of-the-box APIs or batch modes. Hope you like this presentation. Please do use the Q&A box to ask any questions, and I shall try to answer those. Thank you for your time today, and hope you have a very good day.
Everyone, if you have any questions related to this topic, please let us know through the Q&A box. Over to you, Shaurya.
Sure. Thank you, Brenda.
We have one question from Shakti. Can you answer that question?
Yeah, I'm answering that.
Shaurya?
Yeah, Vrinda.
Could you please read out that question that everyone can hear them?
Yeah, so you want me to read out the question?
Yes, and please answer them.
So the question was, how is ISCS product released or different to IDMC? So the answer is that Informatica's latest cloud offering is called IDMC, Informatica Data Management Cloud. So we all these microservices, CDI, CAI, MDM SaaS, CDQ, these are based on the IDMC platform now.
Thank you, Shaurya. The question from Harshit goes like this. Is there any option to migrate native MDM to cloud-hosted MDM?
Right. So, right. Thanks. So yeah, the question is there any option to migrate native MDM to cloud-hosted MDM? Yes, we have modernization programs coming up and proper migration paths that are coming up as part of this journey. And once we have this set up right, so we'll have a clear transition with clarity to have adapters and accelerators available to move hosted C360 or on-prem C360 implementations to customer 360 SaaS platform seamlessly. But yes, of course, there will be some manual development or configuration effort involved since these two products are set up differently, but we will have these clear migration paths and we will publish them from time to time as we move forward. So the next question from Kiran is, next question from Kiran is, what is the maturity level of cloud data catalog and governance when compared to CDI? So CDI is mainly used for cloud data integration to build the bridge from the source to the target, whatever that might be, right? So CDI can be used for all those different of purposes where you want to start flowing the data from the source to target. CDI is not exact comparison of cloud data catalog. CDI is completely meant for a different purpose. Rather, cloud data catalog and governance is more like EDC and Axon on the cloud. We have good videos and documentation materials available on the Informatica Success portal for cloud data catalog and governance. So the next question from Pradeep is, we are having on-prem MDM and IDQ separately. Can we bring both to single MDM SaaS? So let me answer it this way, right? If you're having an on-prem MDM implementation and IDQ, right, both of those can be moved to MDM SaaS, like I was mentioning. So here, instead of IDQ, right, what we generally have is the cloud data quality or CDQ. So you can definitely bring both of them together, or can just bring one of those. But instead of, if you just plan to bring the on-prem MDM, right, so you need to have cloud data quality to replace IDQ on the SaaS platform. But they together cloud data quality and MDM SaaS are used to build the data quality rules, and then the data flows into the SaaS MDM.
Thank you, Shaurya. There is another question. Are these two different products or IDMC's new avatar of IICS?
So previously
second question.
Yeah. So previously we used to call it IICS, right? As part of some of these services that we have. Now we call it Informatica Data Management Cloud, where we have these new microservices that I covered in this particular presentation, and all these microservices can coexist together, and they can seamlessly integrate to provide a full-fledged solution, be it MDM or any other solution. For example, in your organization's landscape, right, technical landscape, if you have use cases to use just CDI or just CDQ, maybe not with MDM SaaS, right, that can also be achieved. So yes.
We have one more question, Shaurya.
Yeah. So the question is there an automated way to migrate jobs from IDQ to CDQ? Are they compatible? So that's a very good question, Shakti. So like I mentioned in a couple of questions back, so we are building these adapters and accelerators and migration paths, right, to upgrade from IDQ to CDQ for whoever customers who are currently using IDQ, right, and they want to upgrade to CDQ to build those rules, embed those rules, do the data quality monitoring. So once we have these available, we'll keep on updating them through Tech Tuesdays or more documentation out there. But right now, what happens is, if you would like to migrate your IDQ solution to CDQ, there's some manual development, of course, involved in that. But the overall idea of migrating from IDQ to CDQ is an IDQ you have to kind of host it on your on-prem, but CDQ do not have to host it on-prem, and it's completely hosted by Informatica. So the next question is, does MDM SaaS offer all the functionality of on-prem MDM from Harshit? So the answer to that is, customers, a 360 on SaaS, right? It's a very mature product now. It has a lot of features, a lot of integration points, native out-of-the-box APIs, like I covered in this presentation as well. MDM on-prem, right, works in a different way. It works on a Oracle or IBM DB2 database. SaaS works on a MongoDB, right? So comparing the functionalities overall, SaaS has monthly releases coming out, and it covers mostly all the features of on-prem MDM, if not all.
Thank you, Shaurya. Would you like to call out any questions that we have previously answered and not called out? Would you like to elaborate on any of the questions we have answered previously?
Yeah, I mean, just to add on whatever we covered in this presentation and the questions, right? So mostly I see the questions are around like ingress and egress. So just to clarify on that, number one, right? IDMC is kind of rebranded, right? It was previously IICS, and now we've upgraded, as you can see, with a lot of microservices, a lot of functionalities, number one, right? Secondly, if you want to pull data inside of MDM SaaS, right, or pull data out of MDM SaaS, we call it ingress and egress, right? You can do it through batch, you can do it through APIs, you can do it through CAI, right? So you can essentially build CDI pipelines, or like you used to do on-prem, right? Or you can use native APIs to publish those data in real time, or even in batch, right? So there are multiple mechanisms out there to achieve those use cases. And pretty much, as far as the migration or hosting goes, so we can, like I mentioned, so we are building capabilities and migration paths to kind of start, or actually we have customers right now who are migrating from on-prem to MDM SaaS and ecosystem.
Thank you, Shaurya. There's another question. Where can we get the license and feature information for both IICS and IDMC?
if you're talking specifically about the license and the costs and the feature information for IDMC, there's a lot of material available on the docs.informatica.com portal to kind of go through the more details. But if it's specifically about a license of a certain product, what we have to understand here, Shakti, is that not all customers buy or procure licenses for every single IDMC microservice, right? So for tomorrow, if my organization has a requirement to just kind of, gather, maybe I just need CDQ and CDI. I don't need MDM SaaS. Or maybe I need MDM SaaS and CDI. I don't need CAI or cloud data quality and governance. So basically, it depends. It's kind of a tailored approach out of all the microservices that are on the IDMC SaaS platform. We kind of see that which one is required. So yeah, you can get in touch with our pre-sales and sales team as well through the Informatica portal, and they'll be more than happy to discuss license and feature costs. So the next question is MDM SaaS providing the same security level of Salesforce? Absolutely. I mean, MDM SaaS is very secure. In one of the slides, actually, in this presentation, I covered the security part of it. So we have encryptions and authentications, Okta, right, set up. So we are providing a very robust security. And also to add to here, right, is that we are very much aware, Informatica, as a company, right, that we have huge big customers, right, and all of them, to them, right, the data is very sensitive, very valuable, right? So while we implement projects on the IDMC platform or MDM SaaS, right, we are extra careful and very, very vigilant of the fact that since we do not share data across these multi-tenant clouds, and the security is absolutely verified and certified. And we've worked with more than 30 or 50 customers right now to set up MDM SaaS, and these projects are ongoing, and we've clarified all security mechanisms and procedures out there. So next, I see another question is, any automation tools available for EDC to move to Cloud Data Catalog? So for this one, I would direct you to the Cloud Data Governance portal or documentation. As part of this presentation, we are covering the IDMC and MDM SaaS. If you have more questions regarding data catalog, please do feel free to touch base with us through the portal or docs.informatica.com, and we'll be more than happy to assist you with any kind of answers. So the next question is, any upgrade planners with respect to CDQ and MDM SaaS from on-prem? Yes, this is exactly what I kind of answered, is that we definitely have upgrade planners coming up and migration paths in process to seamlessly help customers migrate from on-prem IDQ, Power Center, and MDM to CDQ, CDI, and MDM SaaS, because since cloud modernization and IDMC is the future, so definitely we are going to help customers with those migration and modernization.
Thank you, Shaurya. There's another question from Harshit again. Can you answer that?
Yeah, sure. So the question is, I do notice migration from legacy Power Center to IACS CDI. There's a Power Center task which allows me to upload Power Center XML files, but post-upload as IACS CDI, I'm not sure how to make changes. So for this one, Harshit, right, since it's a more kind of specific technical question that needs more deep dive, I would definitely suggest you to please raise a GCS case or involve a customer success technologist through your account Informatica representative, and we'll be more than happy to assist you and see where the challenge is and help you out in resolving that. Yeah, I see. I mean, I don't see any other questions, Vrinda, at this point, but more than happy to answer if anything else comes up.
Thank you, Shaurya. Let's wait for some more time.
Sure.
In the meantime, I just wanted to call out the sessions are being recorded and will be available in the Informatica support YouTube channel and the Success portal, where you will also be able to download the slide deck for this presentation. Also, we have a post-webinar survey right after the session. Please go through that and let us know your feedbacks. And if you have any suggestions for future webinars, let us know your thoughts through these surveys. If you do not have any questions in another minute, we'll wind this up, Shaurya.
Sure. Yes, I mean, if there isn't any other questions, please feel free to touch base with us offline, right, through the Informatica portal, and me and other my peers, right, will be more than happy to answer any other questions, any other queries that you have going forward. I do understand that you might not have more questions at this point, but as you have them, right, please do let us know, and we'll be, like I said, more than happy to clarify those and then talk in more details about those, if it helps.
Great. Looks like we don't have any questions coming in now. We guess we have answered all your questions, but if we have failed to answer any of your questions, we will get back to you right after this session. Thanks everyone for joining. Hope everyone is safe and sound. Thanks once again to Shaurya for the presentation, and Dilip and Kamal joining as panelists for the session. Thanks a lot. We will see you on our next Tech Tuesdays. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.